There are countless great multiplayer games on PS5 featuring a wide variety of genres. You're sure to find something for you and some friends to enjoy. From classic titles that have dominated the industry for years to hidden gems you might not even know about or remember, the PS5 has something for everyone if you're looking to game with others. In this video, we run through my picks for the best multiplayer games on PlayStation 5 you can play in 2025. This list is in no particular order and covers a mixture of both PvP and PvE games. At the end of 2024, Marvel Rivals came out of nowhere and siphoned off players from other multiplayer games. The hero shooter certainly takes plenty of features and mechanics from Overwatch, but puts a unique spin on the subgenre to make it a different experience. As indicated by the game's name, Marvel Rivals employs over 30 heroes from the Marvel Universe, including some fan favourites such as Iron Man, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, and Wolverine. Every hero is separated into 3 distinct categories: Strategist, Duelist, and Vanguard. Each member of your 6-player team will play as a different. Your chosen hero will have unique abilities that relate to their classification. If you're playing with a party, you and some friends can truly synergize your team's hero selection. Since being released in 2019, Apex Legends has been a steady presence in the Battle Royale genre. New seasons are released every few months that may introduce new legends, cosmetics, maps, weapons, or modes. At the core of Apex Legends is a distinct lineup of characters that feature different abilities, smooth and fluid movement, and a somewhat unforgiving loot pool that makes every match play out differently at the start. However, if you play your cards right, you and your squad of 3 can have fully upgraded weapons and armor that give you the best chance of being the last one standing. GTA 6 is on the horizon, but GTA 5's online mode is still one of the best multiplayer experiences on PlayStation 5. The base game of GTA Online, not including the famous RP servers, can support dozens of players on every server, so you and several friends can create as much havoc as your heart's desire at any given time. One of the major highlights for multiplayer gameplay in GTA Online are the co-op heists, which allow you and a group to plan and execute jobs together. If you don't have friends online though, you can still experience a multitude of standalone activities or even pair up with random strangers on your server for a job. The world is truly your oyster in GTA Online, and if you grind enough, nothing in the game costs a cent. While you can gain an edge by purchasing in-game currency, GTA Online features a fleet of content that's accessed through the cash you earn by playing the game. One negative with GTA Online that we should mention is players on a given server can be unfriendly towards others. The game's in-game map shows where every player is in real time, so griefers can be a problem. This can make the experience unpleasant, but there are options to mitigate that if it ever becomes a problem. Helldivers 2 came out of nowhere at the start of 2024 and became one of the biggest multiplayer hits we've seen in some time. Fighting for Democracy has become many PlayStation players' monikers, as Helldivers 2 has grown into one of the most popular games on PlayStation. Helldivers Multiplayer is exclusive co-op, as you and up to 3 of your friends can join together to fight enemy AI across a wide variety of locations. It's a fantastic and truly gripping experience that always makes you come back for more. The overall goal of Helldivers 2 is to stop an alien race from taking over the galaxy that Super Earth resides in. Helldivers hop from planet to planet, completing objectives while fending off hostile aliens, which includes giant bugs, robots, and more. You only have a certain time limit to complete these objectives, so it can be quite stressful to complete them. The more that a specific planet is cleansed of its alien inhabitants, the closer it gets to being fully under Super Earth's control. As the Super Earth name might suggest, the story has a Starship Troopers style satirical twist to it. If you're looking for a Battle Royale style game, but you're sick of using guns and other weapons, look no further than Fall Guys. The free-to-play obstacle course game is still going strong in 2025 and offers one of the most enjoyable yet infuriating experiences on this list. Fall Guys can be played in a max party of 4, so you and 3 other beans can join up to partake in a series of simplistic obstacle course challenges. Every game starts with a lobby of 60 real players, and your goal is to be the last one standing. To do that, you need to survive several waves of obstacle courses that weed out players every round. The obstacle courses in Fall Guys look simple enough, but they can be extremely difficult to get through, especially toward the later stages of a match. Some courses see you work together with a small team, while others are every bean for themselves. Diablo 4 is another multiplayer game that doesn't feature PvP, but the ARPG has some of the best PvP content on the market today. Now, several seasons and one expansion deep since its initial release, Diablo 4 is a highly satisfying and rewarding game that's made even better when you party up with up to 3 other friends. Diablo 4 features 6 distinct classes to pick from, all of which have vastly different playstyles, skills and abilities that make up your overall build. At the start of the game, you'll go through a fully fleshed out storyline that takes you across 6 acts, each with its own characters, locations, and quests. Along the way, you'll unlock new skills and abilities depending on what class you chose. Barbarians can go for a whirlwind build that emphasizes close-range combat, while sorcerers can use a variety of elemental skills to deal damage. Once the story is complete, you can access an entire wealth of endgame, which consists of more difficult dungeons, additional farming methods for better gear, and bigger and badder bosses. The endgame is where you truly hone in on what kind of build you want. Valorant can be seen as a mixture of a couple of well-known games. If you take Overwatch's hero abilities and combine them with Counter-Strike's global offensive gameplay loop, you get Valorant in a basic nutshell. It's a tactical one-life shooter that's played across a variety of maps in both casual and ranked playlists. Attackers have to plant a bomb within a certain time frame or eliminate the entire enemy team, while defenders have to defuse the planted bomb or eliminate the enemy team. There are also smaller modes, such as classic team deathmatch, that play a backseat to the main attacker or defender mode. Each team consists of 5 agents, each featuring different abilities that you can utilize strategically. Valorant has a lineup of over 20 agents, some of which are meant to be used strictly for offensive purposes, while others tend to lean more towards the tactical side. As an example, one agent has a remote-controlled bomb car, while another can disperse a cloud of smoke over an area from anywhere on the map. The Finals remains an underrated multiplayer shooter on PlayStation 5, but it's maintained a steady player base since its surprise drop in late 2023. The free-to-play, fast-paced shooter is one of the more chaotic multiplayer games on the market. The overall goal across the Finals' various game modes is to earn more cash than the competing teams by clearing out vaults and eliminating other players. The Finals is played on several distinct maps, and every lobby has roughly 12 players, with your team consisting of 3 players, so you and 2 friends can party up to clear some vaults together. While your main goal is to earn cash, eliminating players and destroying the map you're playing on are fulfilling side goals. Every map is destructible, which makes each match of the Finals feel different from the last, depending on how the map's layout changes. There are plenty of sports games that could go on this list, but we are opting for NBA 2K25, thanks to its variety of multiplayer modes. From 1v1 against an online opponent to full 5v5 matches with your friends joining you, 2K25 is arguably the best multiplayer sports experience on the market. Whether you're looking to best an opponent in online matches using a full team, or you want to head into the city and play custom matches against other players or friends, 2K25 offers it all. The city is where a majority of the multiplayer elements come into play, as you can partake in 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 or 5v5 matches with and against other players. Your friends can join your team or you can play against them. You can also choose to play 2K25's new game mode called Gravity Ball. This pits you in a 5v5 matchup where the goal is to score points on a low-gravity basketball court. Gravity Ball mixes something like Slam Ball's fantasy basketball setup with traditional shooter gameplay, making it an unexpected but fun twist to the game's multiplayer modes. When you strip back the admittedly hilarious Pokemon with guns viral description Pal World has acquired, what you've actually got here is a base-building, open-world survival game that just so happens to involve capturing monsters. In that sense, it's really more like Rust with Pokemon, by which I mean it's a wild online experience to play with friends. Take your Pal World experience online and you can team up with friends to build complicated factories and bases manned by your monstrous pals. Then, meet less cool players who want nothing more than to blow up your base and steal your stuff. Playing Pal World online turns it into something completely different, and if you can stomach it, it can also be very addictive. The hero shooter that truly put the genre on the map after Team Fortress 2, the sequel to the original Overwatch, features a plethora of content for fans to access. All of the heroes from the first game are included, as well as the post-launch content Blizzard Entertainment has continually added since the sequel's launch. Overwatch 2 features seasonal updates that deliver new heroes, maps, cosmetics and more. Recently, Blizzard announced a massive update for the shooter, delivering 2 heroes, the return of loot boxes, and a third-person mode that looks similar to Valorant. As for the gameplay itself, it's right in line with what the original Overwatch offered. You pick a hero at the start of the map who has a set of unique abilities and weapons. Your team of 5 will compete against another team across a variety of maps and modes, which include Escort, where you try to bring a vehicle from one side of the map to the other, and Control, which forces your team to hold an objective location. This is another co-op only entry, but if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 or haven't experienced it with a friend or group yet, it needs to shoot to the top of your want to play list. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the most memorable video game releases in the last decade. Baldur's Gate 3 is a turn-based RPG that allows you and up to 3 other players to join a party together as a unique character, either one of the preset characters or a created one. From there, you have dozens of hours of adventure awaiting you. The world of Baldur's Gate 3 is so detailed and beautifully crafted that it might ruin other single-player games and RPGs for you. The start of the game pits you against the Mind Flayers, and your goal is to find the leader of the race and bring them down. Despite all of Call of Duty's trials and tribulations over the years, it still remains one of the best multiplayer experiences the gaming industry has to offer. The most recent entry, Black Ops 6, introduced a plethora of new mechanics such as Omni Movement and brought back a number of fan-favourite features like the classic prestige system. The multiplayer side of things hasn't changed much though, as you still have access to over a dozen maps, 40 plus weapons and a variety of game modes. Black Ops 6 also sees the return of round-based zombies, and you and up to 3 other friends can partake in several large maps in the mode. In addition to the mainline Call of Duty titles, the franchise's standalone battle royale game Warzone still remains a large focus from year to year. Warzone evolves every winter depending on what the new mainline entry is, but the core mechanics have stayed the same in battle royale. You create a loadout, drop in, scrounge for cash to earn your loadout, and then go to work on one of a few maps to be the last person standing. For the better part of a decade, Fortnite has dominated the multiplayer genre and the gaming industry as a whole. Despite launching initially as a tower defense or survival hybrid, it was the spin-off Battle Royale mode released in September 2017 that became such a phenomenon. On PlayStation 5, Fortnite offers the same experience as it does on any other system, and cross-play support means you can freely party up with friends regardless of their platform. At its core, Fortnite is still the Battle Royale game that took the gaming world by storm way back in 2017. However, in 2010-85, the game delivers a much more diverse content offering. In Battle Royale alone, you can play a variety of multiplayer game modes, including 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4 playlists. And developer Epic Games is still introducing new content from week to week. The end-of-season events are particularly noteworthy, as they're still the industry standard for large-scale updates. The game has been a real trendsetter, and there are countless games like Fortnite looking to replicate at least some portion of its success in the Battle Royale space. Street Fighter 6 allows you to battle random players or a friend in online PvP matches. You can pick from a roster of nearly 20 fighters, some of whom are legends in the Street Fighter franchise. All fighters have been given unique cinematic specials and a redesign to harness the power of the PS5. You can expect the same high-octane action when performing a combo or dodging another fighter's attacks, but the 6th entry in the franchise introduces new combat styles to match your skill level. In addition to the classic online fights, Street Fighter 6 also has the Battle Hub, which is a place for players to get together and train their skills. You can take control of your avatar in the hub and meet other players, battle them, take on other challenges, and even play arcade games from Capcom. Trackmania distinguishes itself from other racing games by focusing on multiplayer time trials. You will race against other players across a variety of tracks, which often feature jumps, loops, and other obstacles to deal with. The goal is to set the best track time before the allotted time expires, which means resetting your attempts when you make a mistake and hunting for that edge to shave off a bit of extra time. Tracks themselves feature a great deal of variety thanks to community creations that help the action stay fresh. One of the best multiplayer experiences in Trackmania is the Royale mode, which pits your team of 3 against 57 other racers on a track to see who can be the last team standing. Another multiplayer element in Trackmania are the world records. Across all tracks in the game are world records for the quickest time to complete them. You can attempt to beat the world record or simply learn the track better so you can post a better time than your friend. World records specifically, along with other multiplayer options, are only available through the club's feature. Described as a psychological horror game, Phasmophobia isn't as scary as some make it out to be, but it can still give your heart a solid jumpstart at any given time. Phasmophobia is a 4-player co-op game that also features a single-player mode. The main objective of the game is for you and your team to identify ghosts manifesting in a home, campsite or abandoned penitentiary, among other creepy maps. To accomplish that goal, you have a variety of equipment that you can utilize to gather evidence about the ghosts and their locations. Most of your time in Phasmophobia is spent with a flashlight out in pure darkness, trying to look for evidence and listen for ghosts. The sounds specifically are where Phasmophobia excels, as they're extremely realistic and make your skin crawl with anticipation. Rocket League is one of the simplest multiplayer games to understand, but it also features some of the most difficult mechanics to master. It's essentially car soccer. You take control of a car with boosting and flying capabilities and attempt to hit a ball into the opponent's goal. Rocket League features a plethora of visually pleasing maps, as well as dozens of cars, and more are released every year. While the game's premise is simple, when you start playing Rocket League for the first time, you'll quickly realize why it's considered one of the higher skill gap games in the multiplayer genre. Your car requires absolutely precise movements if you want to control it effectively, something that becomes even more challenging and satisfying when using your boost to fly through the air.